Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 1 here in the JDL Season 13 of the Europe region. It is Gorilla Method versus Raven G Club in both of their teams' first match of this particular season, so kind of matters a lot how well you do in this one. Setting the tone for yourself, just giving yourself that extra burst of momentum required to really carry yourself through the rest of the competition. But we'll be seeing how both of those teams fare under these circumstances. I am Snare, thanks for joining me. I'm in SA, for those of you who don't know. But what's important that this game is in the European region. I think the one team is Serbian, and the other one's from the Czech Republic. But either way, getting underway with the game, because that's what we're here for. Gorilla Method have led things off by banning away the Night Stalker and the Leshrac. Raven G Club take away Doom, Io, Warlock, and then Axe is going to be the final ban of the first phase. So Raven G Club has first pick. This is, for me personally, the first professional game that I've seen since the myriad of changes that came along with 7.16. So I imagine I can expect a lot of weird things to happen where either of the teams don't really know what's going on and are just sort of in a situation where you're just like, alright guys, we're playing by muscle memory if nothing else. But still, I'm excited to see what they're gonna bring to the fore here. Oops, just one small thing that needs to be changed. Nope, not that. Not that. There we go. Alright, anyway. The first pick that we saw in this particular game is going to be this Sand King coming out from Raven G Club. For a while, it was probably the most popular first pick hero you could find. But now, definitely still a first phase hero, but not always first pick if you don't plan to run it either off lane or support. Gorilla Method grabbed the Bane Elemental. I think right now lanes are going to become, or in particular these lane harassing supports, just have a lot more higher premium. Just given how important the laning phase is and the amount of advantage you can accrue from it. Go Bane, Gyro. Gyro is a hero I have not really seen as much in a while. It's still very strong though, so it felt off the picking order a little bit, but probably just because everyone was banning it and everyone felt they had some kind of hero to deal with it. Usually you have a Bane, Elemental, Beastmaster kind of hero, somebody that has BKB piercing disable to deal with this Gyro hero. But the fact that they have it now very early on off the bat does mean that they have pretty much removed the primary counter to themselves and are just going to be playing this hero as powerfully as they can because, you know, it's Gyrocopter, you can always do that. This hero is preposterous. It's so sick how strong this Gyrocopter hero is. In the meantime, one of the other things that we'll be seeing from the other side, we see the Scareth Mage follow up after the Sand King pickup. Not the most powerful duo in the lanes themselves, but the one interesting thing about this particular hero that can never really be taken away is just the potential for damage you can deal with this Ancient Seal. Any kind of rotation into the mid lane, especially if Gorilla Method find themselves using these super hard spellcasting mid laners, they can get pretty shafted by the Scareth Mage being available. That's interesting. I'll be honest, I didn't expect a ET ban after Kunkka ban as well. I thought maybe one or the other, but they ban both. Say let's not deal with either of these heroes. Morphling and Lina are going to be removed from the other side. Now, where are they going to go for this? They have first pick after the banning phase. One of the changes made, I think it was 7.13 or 14, where it changed the ban into pick order. Normally it would be that you would ban, the enemy team would pick, but now that you have the ban into pick, very powerful advantage that you can gain from that. I think right now you still want to get your other support, right? You need a bit more information from Raven G Club. You want to know where the Sand King is going, if it's a support Sand King or if it's going into the offlane. Right now that information is a little bit open on the side of Raven G Club. So the way you fix that, you pick one of your other supports now. And then if Raven G Club, either they pick one of their core heroes or they pick the hero that reveals where SK is going. Either way, it's good for you because now you can plan with your other core picks. They go for the Tusk and instantly Raven G Club go for the Shadow Demon. So we have seen this hero in the offlane a couple of times. I believe, was it Optic Gaming? Yeah, they played this at ESL 1 just now. It was the one game they had 33 on the Shadow Demon in the offlane. I highly doubt that that's what's going to happen here today. So I imagine that it's definitely going to be a Shadow Demon in the support, Sand King offlane. GM is going to go for this Underlord in the offlane. Raven G-Club go for this Luna. So Shadow Demon Luna, the old school combo, does make its reappearance here in the European stage. I don't feel it's as strong as it used to be though. Like just in terms of the heroes involved, how they move around the map, the kind of things that they do. I don't know. I'm not really feeling this Shadow Demon Luna pickup in a game that's going to be up against, when you have Gyrocopter, you have Underlord, there's Tusk, like kind of very easy ways to get to the creeps or to the Luna herself. So I don't know about this one. And they still have BKB piercing disable in the form of the Bane Elemental. Their mid heroes, this is going to be a very interesting mid matchup, and Raven G-Club have to be very careful with this particular ban, because they're going to be picking their mid hero first, and Gorilla Method can counter thereafter. They could even still throw this Gyrocopter into the mid lane, whereas Raven G-Club, their strategy is more or less fixed at this present moment in time. I can't really anticipate them making too many changes right now in terms of how they're going to have this lane composition. Probably going to be Shadow Demon Luna in one lane, perhaps Skyrath Mage starting off there and maybe moving somewhere with the Sand King into his lane just to harass the GM side. I kind of like the amount of magic damage they have on the side of Raven G-Club for the early game, but this Underlord pick is going to mess with that heavily, because it's probably just going to rush a full pipe of insight this game, making it much more difficult for them to actually take fights, because Underlord is going to be removing so much of their damage. All their magic damage taken by the pipe, all the physical damage taken by the Atrophy Aura. It's not going to be an easy game, I don't think, for the Raven G-Club side. Wind Ranger as the final ban. What could they possibly want by banning Wind Ranger? This hero also has so many different roles, but I think Gorilla Method or this Underlord have also more or less locked what they want to do. I kind of don't like Gyro mid if there's an Underlord in the game. I think Underlord doesn't play that fast a pace of Dota. In Gyrocopter, when you put this hero in the mid lane, you almost by necessity, given how quickly you get levels, you want to accelerate as fast as possible, move around the map, take fights. I mean, it can work out, but I kind of like the idea of Gyrocopter, because this game, Gorilla Method, honestly, they don't have to rush at all. I don't see Raven G-Club's late game being incredibly threatening up against Gorilla Method, because as mentioned, they're going to buy Pipe on Underlord, and they are going to buy BKB on Gyrocopter. Once the BKB comes out on Gyro, actually takes no damage this game. Like, literally takes no damage except for the bouncing claves from the Luna. But other than that, effectively immortal. So GM, all they need to do really is just find a hero that can stall out the game. They don't need to rush. Hero that'll have a decent lane. Just pick Death Prophet, actually. DPs, how is Death Prophet still in the pool? Oh my god. Death Prophet or Dragon Knight, one of these two heroes. You pick that, and you're good. And then suddenly you won't have any issues anymore. Oh, but it looks like Twitch is having issues. What's going on here? What is going on, Twitch? I don't know if it's just like Twitch messing with us because we're South African, which it sometimes does. But either way, I don't know what's going on. I just know that Twitch is deciding to be my enemy. For you viewers watching on Twitch, I apologize for what's going on. Maybe head over onto YouTube, actually. But either way, I don't know what's going on. I just know that anybody watching on Twitch, I'll just put a link to YouTube just now, and maybe that'll make it easier for people to go check it out. And Viper, Viper. I don't know if Viper's actually the hero I want to see here at the very end of this draft. I mean, it's pretty decent versus the OD as well as the Luna, because both of them are going to buy BKB. And these heroes having BKB, you just Viper strike them and suddenly they're out the fight. That's it. You're done. Can't do anything. But still. I just can't shake the feeling. But this Viper also does really well in the mid lane, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a bit too unoptimistic, and I should just let this go, see how the game pans out, see what happens. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into the game. Those of you watching on Twitch, apologize, but I don't know what's going on. Apparently I'm online on Twitch, and apparently I am streaming to it, but I don't know what's going on with Twitch. Feels bad. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's not what's important here. What's important is the two teams of Dota we have playing before us. On the one side, GM versus RGC. And I don't know, this early laning phase, I kind of do like what GM has to offer here. I think their tri lane has a lot more kill potential than any potential tri lane that could come out of the Raven G Club side. And more importantly, I just think their draft scales a little bit better into the late game, because they're not as reliant on the enemy not having BKBs. They can still deal damage through BKB. Not fully the case for the Raven G Club, but Raven G Club have already gotten a very good ward out. They definitely will not be dewarded right now. Infernal might scout this out, but normally you put out your observer ward to either block the secondary camp, you either have their ward deeper inside the map. So I do not know if he's gonna deward it. As it stands right now, they're just going to try and contest for the spawn rune. We do see the gyrocopter heading out forward, but he is not going to die or take any significant damage. Just going to end up getting these bounties. Actually going to get 2, maybe 3 even. Oh, no top lane. Lukneo says nope. No, he got it. Abyssal Underlord got the bounty rune. Alright, that means, you know, easy triple runes for this first game of this best of 2. Kind of disastrous when that happens to you. Like, the last thing you need is a situation where you just give up all your bounty runes very early on. I mean, 3 sucks. Hopefully it gets better for them. Anyway, you know, ladies and gentlemen, game's underway. Gorilla Madness is going to be playing on the Radiant side. They've already secured themselves 3 bounty runes and hoping that that early start translates into a good start in the lanes themselves. Totso, he is going to be playing on the Tuskar as a support for his team. We do right behind him have the Gyrocopter XT. He is going to be the hard carry for them. Infernal will be playing the Bane Elemental. Here towards the mid lane, we have Majesty on this Viper hero. And out at top, Strelok, who managed to steal the bounty rune away from the Shadow Demon, even though he got disrupted, which is pretty an amazing feat, honestly, to come out from him. So, very well done for him to make that happen. Right above him, we do have the Shadow Demon. Luquinho is going to be playing that one. Here, towards the top side of the map, we do have Crash. Is going to be hard farming on the Luna here in mid. Box on the Outworld, the Devourer, is going to be handling that. Towards the bottom lane, we have Supreme on the Scareth Mage. And last but not least, Yellow Panda playing on the Sand King. This is going to be one of the more traditional mid matchups. This is like TI3/TI4 era kind of matchup. But the heroes are very different than they used to be then. Right now, I would probably think that Viper wins this matchup. Not by too much though, and it gets a little bit easier for the OD, but never. This should never be an OD favored lane ever. Viper should crush this. But I miss a kill at bottom. Scareth Mage just brought down by Infernal and the boys. They are fulfilling the promise of this kill lane. Nightmare level 1. Oh, Brain Sap level 1. They just have to for the eye shots. Okay. Just gonna try to keep as much pressure out as possible onto these. Onto the Scareth Mage, as well as pushing back the Sand King, allowing the Gyrocopter to farm. Erstwhile Underlord at top is going to be having the same level of hospitality towards him. Still level 1 as well. Just being forced away by this disruption damage from Luquinho. Just disrupt, attack. Oh, they're actually going to kill him. He's dead, 100%. Soul Catcher's going to catch him out as well. They will be able to find the Lucent Beam. And Strelok should lose his life here. Crash is playing this a little bit weirdly, but they should still find this kill. Luquinho does get the grab, and that should be the first blood for their team on the side of Raven G Club, bringing down the Abyssal Underlord. They might actually get another kill here. They're not going to go on Yellow Panda because they know he does have the Power Strike, so he can easily escape. Instead, they're going to snowball directly onto Supreme. Supreme brain sapped out with the damage from the gyrocopter being enough to get the kill as well. Rocket Barrage and the homing missile just to force Yellow Panda back, but he had already committed the Power Strike. So that's going to be another kill going the way of GM. So Gorilla Madness. Not the most amount of CS on the gyrocopter at bottom. That honor will go towards Crash playing on this Luna. And obviously it is a little bit easier to farm in the early game with Luna rather than playing the gyrocopter. But still, it's working out for them. Mid lane, actually, they're going to try to bring down the OD. Nice rotation from Totso. They rotate, they kill, and they're out. They just bounce, yo. Totso has rendered aid onto Caesar. Bottom lane. They're going to kill. Okay, he's dead. Definitely. Underlord. Soul Catcher's on him. Level 2 Lucid Beam. Do they have the damage? Nope, apparently not. It's just going to let him go. So they do not have the kill. This actually might animate them to try and make a move towards bottom. And they did get this D-ward off though. Infernal was very patient with the sentry ward placement. And is able to find this kill. Now the ice shards will catch on to Supreme. Oh, look at that Hellbear blocking away the path from Supreme to run around. So now the Scareth Mage will definitely be a casualty of war here. Yellow Panda will survive. But look at this mid lane. Oh my god, the solo kill. Did OD just solo kill Viper? That is huge. That is such a big deal. Him, oh my goodness. Now, this matchup becomes that much easier for him. Doesn't have to deal with the 3rd level into Corrosive Skin. Probably has to go back to base soon. Unless he has a salve on the courier right now. Okay, he does have a salve, so he'll be okay. Sand King does die at bottom though. Yet another kill for XTC. First all top, yet another kill will go against the Underlord. So these offlaners are just not having a great time. I mean, both hard carries will be happy with this. But it's a little bit of a trade-off. Totso is going to die though, but they will be able to find the Skyrath Mage. In exchange, Infernal might be the one in trouble right now. Void Box will be able to get close to him. The Burrow Strike from Yellow Panda will keep Infernal in position. Does not have access to Nightmare as of yet. Needs a little bit more mana from this Magic Stick. Gets the Brain Sap off. Keeping himself alive right now. Just needs one more Magic Stick charge. Nope. Can't get off the Nightmare for the self-deny. And will instead give away the double kill towards Void Box. A killing spree for the OD. 4 minutes into the game right now. Both supports being offered up on the altar of sacrifice. So 6-5 now. It's going to be the kill score. It's just so odd, because I was going to say just before these kills started happening that this Luna, she's definitely ahead in CS, but Gyrocopter will allow this because he is ahead in kills, involved in 4 of them thus far. They might try and get this kill onto Yellow Panda. There's a Burrow Strike available. He just needs to cast them over the trees, over the hill. Will not actually be able to get the bounty roots as a result. That was a very, very solid play. Mid lane though, they also find a way to bring down Void Box. Was this a solo kill? Yeah, it was a solo kill. So solo kills going against one another in this mid lane bottom. We might find a go onto Yellow Panda. Doesn't actually have mana for the Burrow Strike. If they click on him, they might want to get a kill on this, but there's no mana on the Gyrocopter either. So unless he's committed to using this Mango, just so he has mana for the homing rocket, probably going to stay out of this mid lane. Another fight breaking out. They're going to try to go on to Majesty. Snowball now going forward onto Void Box, who's already eaten a Viper Strike. He should lose his life in the mid lane. Majesty dies almost immediately thereafter. But the experience will go the way of GM. In fact, it's going to be Totso securing himself a double kill in the mid lane. The big winner of this brawl of the Titans in mid. And he's going to walk away with a healthy dose of gold here. Can actually just buy straight up a full Earner Shadows. That's pretty great. Good times. Good times. And I don't know what's happening with Twitch, guys. I'm sorry. Like, my streaming software says everything's going out fine, but Twitch is just being odd. Top lane though, they're going to try to bring down Strelok. The rotation was made by both supports. They're going to try and save him. Strelok saved by the Infernal Nightmare. Thrown out onto Luquinho. Is actually just going to die right now. They even used the Brain Sap. Nicely done by this Bane Elemental. So Infernal doing the right thing. Bottom, they might try and get this kill onto Yellow Panda. Yellow Panda gonna be in trouble. And now there is a creep wave underneath the tier 1 tower as well, so they can tank up these pot shots. The rocket barrage will be there from XTC. Will secure him a dominating streak on the gyrocopter. 4th kill of the game. 11-6. 7 minutes in. And it's GM. I thought they were gonna have a decent start at the lanes, but not quite like this. Already 3k up in terms of their advantage. Pretty substantial at this point. And top as well, Strelock has sort of caught up. Well above the Sand King in terms of CS, even above the OD. When I said that Vipers should be able to beat Voidbox, I didn't think it was going to be this bad. 7 minutes in, 13-7 on the OD versus the 29, in fact the 30-9 on the Viper. Jeez. He is very farmed right now. 1, 2, and 3 for him. Erstwhile, OD has died 3 times. Has been involved in 4 kills though, so that makes it a bit better. They are going to make this rotation towards the top lane. Huge smoke move. They are bringing in this hard carry. He's just cracked level 6. This is actually a very nice maneuver. I think this pause is actually pretty nice. Gives us a chance to talk about why this is so great. If you look towards bottom, where this creep wave is, they understand that if they're missing from this map right now, it's not that big of a deal. In terms of Raven G Club won't be thinking, oh my god, definitely a smoke move is happening, because when something's right underneath your tier 1 tower, you as the Radiant team right now, you actually don't want to be anywhere near here. Like, ideally, just where this range creep is the farthest you'll be in this lane right now. But backing off as well, when it is that close to the tier 1 tower, not that odd. Especially given that they don't actually have Vision of Supreme right now. And as far as they know, they only barely have spotted out Luquinho. So they could very credibly, on the side of Gorilla Madness, be backing away from a potential smoke move themselves. But instead they're making one. They're out at top. And I think they should be able to find this. But for a second, I'm just going to quickly restart the stream. Maybe Twitch will cooperate